What's happening, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know, my name is Eric Schweinard and I'm a realtor with Hometown Realtors here in Massachusetts. Today I'm going to talk to you about the second step in the home buying process, which is all about finding an agent and starting your home search. Let me start by saying that steps 1 and step 2, although I broke them into 2 separate steps, they're really somewhat interchangeable. They can really be done in either order, and sometimes they actually are done kind of congruently. So it doesn't really matter what order that you do them in. Just know that, if you watch my last video, step 1 is all about getting a pre-approval because that gives you buying power. So realistically, it's still very important for you to make sure that you get a pre-approval before you start seriously looking. But as I discussed in that video, if you don't know people that do mortgages and you need help finding a lender and you know someone that works in real estate, you may start a conversation with a realtor before you start talking to someone about a mortgage, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter what order you do it in, so long as you understand that until you have that pre-approval, you really have no buying power. All right, so you've received your pre-approval and you're ready to start looking for a home, so you start looking for an agent. But what do you want to look for when picking an agent? Again, there's a lot of overlap here with the last video that I did about getting pre-approved, where a lot of the traits that you want to look for in a lender, I think, are similar traits to what you want to look for in a real estate professional. Because all these things kind of go hand in hand, and no matter what point you are in the real estate transaction, these traits that I'm telling you to look for are things that are going to help you out throughout the entire process. From starting at the search all the way to when you get handed the keys and you take ownership of the property. So first of all, you want to make sure that you find someone that's a good communicator. Communication is huge. It's huge from a lender, it's huge from a real estate professional. You, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you're going to have questions. You're going to not know what you're supposed to do, and you need someone to be there for you to guide you and to be a mentor and help you through this process. And if you have an agent that isn't a good communicator, it's going to negatively affect your whole transaction and your experience in the home buying process. Someone who's a good communicator is someone that, is going to be there when you need them. If they don't answer right away, there's someone that's going to call you back in a prompt time. They're going to answer your questions. They're going to explain things to you. They're going to make sure that you understand what you're doing and why you're being asked to do certain things, and just explaining to you how the process works along the way so that you understand what you're doing. Because the better you understand, the better your experience will be, and buying a home should be a positive experience. Next, find someone that you have a good rapport with. You're going to spend some time working with this real estate professional, especially if you're in a competitive market like the one here in Massachusetts right now. You're going to look at some homes. You're going to probably put in a few offers before you get one accepted. That's how the market is right now. It's very competitive. The inventory is very low right now, so you're getting a lot of buyers and a lot of interest on all the properties. So multiple offers and highest and best offers, it's going to be a lot thrown at you. So the better you get along with the real estate professional you're working with, the better your rapport is with them, the better, again, your experience is going to be. And again, this should be a positive buying experience. And then the third trait you want to look for in an agent is definitely trust. Again, buying a home is a significant investment. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of your dollars. Like, you want to make sure that whoever you're working with has your best interests in mind. So having trust in the real estate professional that you're working with is crucial to making sure that you feel safe knowing that they are looking out for your financial interests. No matter who you choose to be your agent that you work with, the most important thing you're going to want to know is who is that agent representing. So in every transaction, there's generally two types of agents. There's a buyer's agent and a seller's agent. As you being a home buyer, someone that's looking to buy a home, you're going to want to find someone to work with you as your buyer's agent. But it's important that you have buyer's representation, especially in a challenging and competitive market like the one that we're seeing here in Massachusetts right now. You know, the inventory is crucially low right now. There are multiple offers on every single property for the most part. If you don't have someone to negotiate for you that knows the market and knows how to put your interest and give you the best position to succeed and get your home purchased, then you're doing yourself a disservice and you're kind of cutting yourself off at the knees. You know, it's 100% in your interest to have someone working for your benefit. The reason this is important is in today's world, when everybody's looking online, chances are you started looking online well before you even decided to actually go out and buy a home. You know, before you got your pre-approval, you were probably already looking online. So if you click on websites and you click on a property, you may end up getting the seller's agent to reach out to you. Now they're going to probably tell you that they can write an offer for you if you're interested in the home. They can show you the home. They can do those things. That's all true. But you just have to understand that if they're a seller's agent, their duty is to the seller and not you as a buyer. So they're not looking to get you as a buyer the best possible deal. They're looking to get their client, the seller, the best possible deal. So it's important to note that and who the agent is representing. The easiest way that you can figure this out is the first time you meet with a real estate agent in person. At least here in Massachusetts, I understand it's different in different states. I know New Hampshire is the first conversation with a real estate professional, but here in Massachusetts, the first time you meet with a real estate professional in person, they are required to present you with a form. The form, which is right here, is called the Agency Disclosure Form. It's a mandatory requirement for all licensed real estate professionals in the state of Massachusetts. Now, it says right on the form that this is not a contract. This form doesn't bind you to anything, but what it does do is illustrates who that agent is, their license number, and who they're there to represent. So if you get one of these forms and it says a seller's agent, then you automatically know they are not here to represent you. They are there to get the best deal for the seller. All right. We got the agent stuff out of the way. Let's move on to talking about the actual home searching. Now, internet is the king. When it comes to home searching, when it comes to pretty much anything these days, internet is the king. There's a lot of places that you can search for homes online. Again, it's most likely that you were searching for a home long before you even got pre-approved, long before you started working with an agent. So you've already probably tested out some real estate websites. You probably have one that you like. And I'm here to say that's totally fine. It really doesn't matter. I mean, there are so many different things out there now. You know, every real estate professional you come across, they're going to have a website. The office that they work for is going to probably have a website. You know, then there's the big ones, Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia. Like, there's so many ways to look for homes online now, not to mention apps. It doesn't really matter where you search for homes. Use what works for you. If you find one that's more user-friendly than another, great. If that works for you, perfect. No matter how you want to search for homes, there's a couple things that you should know just so that you are getting the best information possible. Okay? The first is pictures are misleading. Can't always trust pictures. You know, this is a digital age. Computers are great, but it also means that there are some enhanced photos out there. So keep it in mind, you don't necessarily always see the full picture when you're looking at a photo. It may be enhanced, and also it's damn near impossible to take a 3D space and take an accurate 2D representation. You know, all they're really doing is you're taking a framework of that space, and that's really all that it is. So Pictures are great to look at. They give you an idea of things, but they don't show size well, they don't show space well, so just always keep in mind and take all photos with a grain of salt. So the second thing that I would warn you about when searching for homes online is not all information online is accurate. Specifically, don't always look at those estimates of what they say a property's value is on some of these websites, because they don't take the same parameters into consideration that real estate professional or appraisals, licensed appraisers take into consideration as well. So those numbers are not generally all that accurate. So just because you see a home and it says it's worth this, but online they're asking more for it, that doesn't mean that the home's not actually worth what they're asking. It just means that that estimated value is probably not accurate. And going along with that too is there are some housing statuses that don't reflect on all websites. Once a home accepts an offer, that home is marked as contingent. What that means is that the seller has accepted an offer, but it's not set in stone. There are certain things that have to happen before the home sells. So there are certain websites out there that aren't going to show you if those houses go contingent. So they might still say active. So if you go on these websites, it might show a home is for sale, but it's not necessarily true, or they may have already accepted an offer. So keep that in mind. Also, going along with that, without naming any names, there is one website in particular that likes to advertise pre-foreclosure homes. Let me start off by saying there's really no such thing as a pre-foreclosure. What that company is kind of doing is basically trying to prey on people that have fallen behind on their mortgage. I mean, they might have missed one payment, they might have paid it late, the process was started, and it's marked as pre-foreclosure, and they put it on their website. That house is not really for sale. Like, if you see a property marked pre-foreclosure, that property is probably not for sale. And even if that home is foreclosed on, it could take months, it could take years before that property ever hits the market. The best thing I could tell you is, no matter where you decide to search for homes online, is to cross-reference whatever you're looking with information that your real estate professional can provide you. Your real estate professional is always going to have the most accurate and most comprehensive information available. So if you're looking on a website on your own, you find a home, that's fine. Let your real estate professional know you're interested in that home. They can pull up additional information that you as a general consumer are not necessarily, that you don't necessarily have access to. So find a home, share it with a realtor, your licensed real estate professional. They're going to provide you with more information. Work together that way. Again, communication, communication, communication. In my video about getting pre-approved, I mentioned that there were some common types of loan programs that are available. The top big three, the government loan programs, being FHA, USDA, and VA. So I mentioned in that video that it's important to know what type of mortgage loan you're getting, because it's going to come into play later. Once you start to look for a home and you start the home searching process, this is where it's going to be important to know. Now again, you as the home buyer don't need to know everything that means, but your real estate professional should know what that means, and they should know what to look for depending on what type of loan you have. So what I mean by that is, those three types of loans, FHA, USDA, and VA, they have their own requirements for what types of homes will qualify for their loan types. Generally speaking, what it means is that the homes have to be move-in ready. If they need work, if they are, if they have, misrepair or safety issues, chances are they're not going to qualify for those loan types. Overall, again, I stress this every time, I'm going to continue to stress this, the home buying process should be an enjoyable experience. And just take some time to enjoy it. Don't try not to get frustrated. And if you're working with the right professionals, both lenders and real estate professionals, they're going to help your experience be more positive. If you're going to maybe see multiple houses, that's okay. Enjoy that experience. It's kind of fun going in and seeing new homes and going for showings, especially if you have, if you're working with the right real estate professional, you're going to enjoy spending time with them. They're going to enjoy spending time with you. That, for me, is one of the greatest joys of being a real estate professional, is just making these connections with people. And I just really enjoy going to things like showings with people and looking for things. And every home has little quirks, and you can kind of joke and laugh about it and just have a good time and keep it really chill and enjoy every second of the process. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if you found it informative, please consider giving me a like and follow below so you don't miss out on future content. If you have any questions about anything I covered today, or if there's anything in particular you'd like me to go over in a future video, please feel free to leave me a comment below or find me on Facebook at ESC Realtor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.